How to teach phonics at home. As I age, I often reflect on life experiences from my past, some of which I recall without any fuzzy patches, and others I just know that I did, but no details remain. Learning to read is one of those things. I honestly thought I was just born with the ability to read. Actually, I thought everyone was born this way. It was a natural human ability that occurred for everyone around ages 5 to 7. Do you have the same recollection? You were born that way? Or were you a person who felt like everyone around you was born that way, and for some reason you weren't? Now that I have learned so much about how our brains actually learn language, I am saddened to think about all of the people over the centuries who felt as though they were not good enough. The memory of reading for them is one of confusion, struggles, and pain. Well, the cat is out of the bag now because more people are educated on how to truly teach all learners language. Louisa Moats, an expert in literacy and someone that I have learned a lot from by reading her books during my Orton Gillingham training, said, parents can significantly accelerate their child's reading development by teaching them the sounds of letters, also known as phonics, in a systematic way. This is the single most important thing parents can do to help their children become successful readers. The single most important thing you can do? Wow, that is huge in my opinion. Most parents have been encouraged by pediatricians and others to read to their children, but as a parent, I don't recall ever being advised to teach them phonics in a systematic way. Of course, taking on this component of literacy is not as easy as picking up a book and reading aloud, but that is why we are here today. In today's podcast, I'm going to share with you how you can easily assist your little learner at home with essential phonics skills so that one day when they think back on how they learned to read, they will remember it as, it just happened, instead of, it just happened for everyone else around me, but I was different and struggled. Together, let's make your students' memory a happy one. Hello, and welcome to Simple Literacy. The Simple Literacy Podcast is your one-stop shop for tools, strategies, resources, and lessons to support your student on their literacy journey. Every Tuesday, I will get down to the basics and give you literacy tips and tricks that make helping your student uncomplicated, easy to understand, and just downright simple. I'm Ashley Malakias, an elementary educator passionate about helping find a way to fill the literacy gap in the education system. A mom of 2 busy elementary-age kids, a committed Orton Gillingham associate tutor, and creator of Simple Literacy. At Simple Literacy, I have one focus in mind: to cultivate a nurturing community empowered to advance literacy using the science of reading methods. If you are devoted to helping your student, join me at Simple Literacy, where literacy is simplified and student success and confidence are nurtured. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Pinterest to get weekly tips and tricks on literacy. Together, we can turn any dark clouds of frustration into a horizon of beautiful sunny skies. On today's podcast, we will dig into how to teach phonics at home and why it is necessary. Now, I know what you are probably thinking. I don't know how to teach. I am not trained for this, but I'm asking you to trust me on this one. If you give me less than 10 minutes of your time, I will equip you with the tools and knowledge needed to support your students' phonics growth. I first want to share a few important research findings with you about phonics instruction so you can better understand why it is worth the effort to learn and implement on your end. In 2018, the American Academy of Pediatrics recommended incorporating phonics activities into daily routines to stimulate language development and early literacy. Unfortunately, as a classroom educator, I have witnessed firsthand that this does not always occur in every classroom, especially not on a daily basis. And if it is occurring daily in the classroom, it still may not be enough to support your learner. There just isn't enough time in the school day. In 2014, a research study was published in the Journal of Education Psychology that showed a child's reading achievement was stronger when phonics activities were done at home. Now that you have heard the research, it is time for me to get down to business and give you actionable items so that you can get phonics teaching implemented immediately in a systematic way for your students. Grab a pencil and paper so you can jot down the 4 steps that will have you teaching your child the sounds of letters almost as fast as the time it takes you to grab a book off the bookshelf and read to your child. Or If you want to make your life easier, email me at simpleliteracy@gmail.com for a copy of my 4 steps on how to teach phonics at home. Step number 1, you need to have a plan. Basically, this is a sequence of the phonics skills that you are going to cover. There is not a one-size-fits-all when it comes to the plan. Rather, you will need to take some things into consideration to help you create your individualized plan. The following questions will help guide you in the right direction on where to start, but please do not worry if you need these written out or more direction. Just send me an email at simpleliteracy@gmail.com and I will be more than happy to send you phonics plans for your student. The first question you need to think about is your student learning the alphabet letters and corresponding sounds? If so, you can probably safely start with the 21 consonants and 5 short vowel sounds. If they already know the alphabet, then you are probably in a good position to start with more complex sounds, such as digraphs, glued, or also known as welded sounds, blends, vowel teams, and so on. The second question you need to think about: does your student have weekly phonics work in school they need practice with? If so, you can reach out to the teacher to find out what phonics skills your student may need review on and what phonics skills will be covered in the near future, so you can also practice those at home. Once you have a plan, the second step is to make word cards. Word cards are my golden ticket because they are fast and easy to make and versatile. Essentially, a word card is a piece of paper or index card with a single word on it. The word has the phonics skill that you are teaching. Word cards can be made in less than 10 minutes per skill. Keep listening for step-by-step directions, or you can visit my website, simpleliteracy.com, to purchase pre-made word cards. To make your own word cards, follow these 4 steps. Step 1, you're going to type into the internet browser words with whatever your targeted skill. So maybe if your targeted skill is initial blends, an initial blend would be something like BR or SL or FL. You would type into the search browser words with BR. Then, when the search results come back, you want to look for the freedictionary.com result. So you'll have to scroll down. It's usually in the top 3, and then you will click on this link. Once you have opened the freedictionary.com result, you will see your phonics skill listed in that website's search field at the very top. From here, you can adjust the search results based on where you want your phonics skill to be in the words. You can select starts with, ends with, or contains. So if you're doing our example, the blend BR, that's going to be found in the beginning of words. So you would want to select starts with, which in this case is always the default on the freedictionary.com. Once you have selected where you want your skill to be in the words, you can easily limit the amount of scrolling on the results page that you'll have to do by selecting how many letters you want in your words. Oftentimes, you will be using words with a length of 3 to 6 letters, depending on your student's needs. So you would go to the correct amount of letters that you want in your words and select that link. The freedictionary.com results page will take you exactly to a list of words that have those exact amount of letters that start with the skill BR. Pretty cool, right? So your final step will be to type the words using a 30+ font size or write them out on index cards. If you choose to type them, you will need to print and cut them into individual cards. And now you are ready for game time. It is that simple. But if you want to make it even easier on yourself, send me an email at simpleliteracy@gmail.com, and I'll send you a copy of these step-by-step directions with helpful screenshots. You are going to use your phonics words to help your student practice reading with the phonics skill. This is where the versatility of word cards comes in and makes phonics as easy as reading a book with your little learner. But instead of grabbing a book, your student's going to grab their favorite game. It can be a board game, a sports game, a card game, any type of game. You will play using the normal game rules. The only change will be before each player's turn, they will pick a word card, read the word, and circle or point to where the phonics skill is in the word. It is that simple. You can use these word cards more than once and change up the game as your student desires. The final thing you can do with these word cards, again, making them very versatile, is to use them for spelling. For this type of phonics practice, the person whose turn it is does not pick a word card. The other player picks the word card, and they will read the word to them. Then the person whose turn it is must spell that word. They will also circle or point out where the phonics skill is in the word. Word cards make it easy for you to help fill in phonics gaps with minimal prep time. They are almost as easy as serving cereal for dinner, a favorite in our household. If you need an even shorter prep time, check out my website for my pre-made word cards at www.simpleliteracy.com. Now grab your child's favorite game and begin playing. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I have loved sharing how to easily incorporate phonics into your home life. I am devoted to helping you help your student. If there is a topic you want me to cover, please send me an email at simpleliteracy@gmail.com, letting me know what you want to chat about. Looking for more free literacy tips and tricks? You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Pinterest, and tune into my next podcast, Multisensory Instruction: What is all the fuss about? To learn more about why multisensory instruction is essential to rewire how our brain understands language. Until then, enjoy a game with your student, and remember, together we can turn any dark clouds of frustration into a horizon of beautiful sunny skies.